Okay, so here we have the available heroes. There are 8 of them. I did take a look at them to see if I could figure out which one I would like, but I don't really know. I think the Carter hero, I think that's the hero I will bring in with this I think I see somebody fate card. So I think he is ruled out because if he enters play, it doesn't matter that the card said that we should bring him in at the town center. He will actually enter play at the at one of the starting areas. So I think that would be kind of bad right now. Then again, maybe not. If he did enter at the mountain track, he could start clearing out the chaos markers together with Mr. Johnson. Oh man, this is so tough. Anyway, I think the dog Pickles. Unfortunately, I think the dog is out of the question. I think the mayor is out of the question as well. Sadly, the doctor as well, because we have not started researching yet, so I can't bring him in. Wilson the Hermit. I don't know. Let's take a look at him. He's kind of weird. He has this Zed vibe. Twice per game this hero can do a premonition action anytime during the action phase for free. Place the premonition marker on this hero card as a reminder. Each premonition action allows you to flip over the next event card in the event draw pile and look at it. This card can still be the next event card drawn, or you may place it beneath the current top card, making it the second card draw. So he can basically look into the future. Shortcuts. This hero may move from any space on the same numbered space on an adjacent surface track. I don't think I've talked about shortcuts, but yeah. Also he's good at foraging. So he could be, well, he's okay, but I think that we need something better. So he is also out of the question, I think. So we have these 4 now. So the question is, for Carter, when we should bring him in. Special Agent Wright. I think she is actually the best hero of all of these available because of this crack shot. She has a gunfire value of 4, and with the crack shot she gets a 2 shift, just like Crazy Mr. Johnson has, but she's actually stronger than Mr. Johnson. Her gunfire value is 6, and that is amazing. I mean, the gunfire table for 6 you cannot miss. Doesn't matter what you roll, you will always do some damage, and she actually just needs a 7 or higher to do 3 damage, and that's just amazing. So yeah, and also this science. So we could assign her to the hospital if we manage to do some research. And the initial briefing is pretty good too. If this hero is in the town center, all outbreak where results are automatically converted to player's choice. So we actually get to choose where the outbreak occurs. So she's definitely someone I'm considering. Deputy Schmidt as well. He's great. He's tough. So if we are lucky, we were pretty unlucky with Sheriff. So the Sheriff died. But if the Deputy Schmidt, if we are lucky with him, he could actually survive a lot of fights. And he's pretty tough in hand-to-hand as well. He's an Eagle Scout, so he gets bonuses in the forest and mountain tracks. Well, it's actually the Noun forest. Well, that's just one space of the track, so that's okay. And he can re-roll in hand-to-hand, so he's really good at fighting in hand-to-hand. So I don't know, he's also pretty good. And then we have the Colonel Kingman. He may fortify, he's really defensive. The interesting ability here is the defensive perimeter. During the Zed's phase, if a Zed unit moves into a space adjacent to this hero, roll a die. On a 4, 5 or 6 the Zed move is cancelled and it returns to the space it came from. Basically, what I think this is, if he's in the town center, if the Zeds try to move to the town areas, the 0 areas around the town center, he could actually cancel their movement. So we have a 50-50 chance that he would cancel their movement. Which could be great, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. I think he's a distant, or he's number 4 actually on my list. So the question now is Special Agent Wright or Big Wheels Carter. Like I talked about, this guy comes in with some cargo and he can go fetch cargo on any starting space of the map, and he has this 18 wheeler which he gains a positive shift, defensive shift when attacked, so he's pretty tough to deal with. But I think that he will come in with the card, and I actually think that Special Agent Wright is the correct choice here, because we need someone that can shoot. We need someone. We have seen how Mr. Johnson has single-handedly kept this game alive, and if we can get someone that's actually stronger than Mr. Johnson, I think we will have a chance at doing this. And if we are a bit lucky and Mr. Johnson can clear out the chaos spaces on the mountain track, I think that then Carter could come in and we could immediately bring him in to the town center with this card. The News 12 helicopter is found, so we could immediately gain a bunch of supplies. And I think if that were to happen, I don't think that we can lose the game. Well, at least I hope not, because we would have so much supplies, so much ammunition, and so many good heroes that I think that we should be able to stabilize at that point. So yeah, I will be back when I return to the normal setup of the camera. Okay, so I made yet another adjustment with the camera. Now you can see here at the right side all the heroes and all the cards that I'm holding in my hand. So yeah, I chose Special Agent Wright like I talked about. So we will now add her hero token to the map. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. So this is her hero token. She will enter play at the town center area. So that's great. That was this card. We now get 3 action points. So we move the marker here to the 3rd place. And yeah, basically she needs to deal with these guys here. Preferably these guys as well, but the civilians are kind of in the way, so she would have to conduct hand-to-hand combat to actually assault those zombie or Zed mob up here. So instead, I think for the first action that we have, I will actually forage down here again with the security guards. So let's see what happens. Let's hope for at least a 4 or 5, but a 6 would be amazing. That's a 2. I actually think I have to do this again, sadly. I have to use yet another, because I mean, if these guys move the next in the next turn, we are dead, so we have to do this. If this fails, I would have to conduct hand-to-hand combat with them, which would be extremely bad. So let's hope for a success here. Yes, that's a 5. So we get 1 ammo point. And for my last action here, I will shoot with Special Agent Wright at these zombies. I don't know if you can see this up here in the table, but like I talked about, she has a value of 6 for gunfire attacks. As you can see, to roll a 2 when you have a gunfire attack of 6, you actually do 1 damage. And this Z unit down here is already wounded with 2 dead Z marker on it, so it only takes 1 damage to kill it, so it will die without having to roll anything. So now we have gotten rid of one of the threats, and we got rid of the toxic marker as well, so hopefully we can actually bring the infection level down somewhat in the following turns, so we don't have outbreaks all the time. So yeah, that was a good card. It was well needed card. It's still not completely safe. Obviously, I have used my ammo points, so I have to do that to remind myself. We are still not completely safe, but if we can deal with these guys up here, the Z mob up here, I think we can start researching. And once we start researching and once we begin to be able to heal units efficiently, I think that we should not have a problem surviving until the National Guard arrives. So okay, let's move on. Let's draw the next event card here. Research Discovery. That sounds good, actually. Triple our movement. We have no refugees, no raiders, no rangers. Outbreak 9+. That's bad. The infection level is at 9, so outbreak does occur. We go down by 5. So let's make a fate draw here to see where. And let's see, yeah, her special ability, the Special Agent Wright, it says initial briefing. If this hero is in the town center, all outbreak where results are automatically converted to the player's choice. So we don't have to look at this, but we have to resolve the event here anyway. So that would be in the forest, and that would have been pretty bad, I think. So yeah, the forest would have been terrible. The question is now where we should put this. Let's take a look at the event and then decide. The event is, yeah, they fell for it this time. Okay, hold this card. You may use this card once anytime during the Zeds phase only to cancel one Zeds unit entire move for the phase. It recovers 1 hit, and you must roll a die. On a 1, 2, or 3, retain this card for future reuse. On a 4, 5, or 6, discard this card. Well, that's actually great. That's a really good card. That's a really good card. I will place it here. I don't know if you can see this. The glare is terrible with the sun from the windows up over here, but let's hope it's visible to some degree. So the outbreak, we get to decide. The highway track is completely cleared. The mountain track is completely cleared. The other 3 tracks have 2 Zeds on them. The question is where we would like to put the Z outbreak. We could put it down here at the tunnel space, actually. That might be a good choice, because they have to move through 1 additional space to get to us, and they could get lost in the catacombs. So that might be an idea. We are still pretty strong in the tunnel area, actually. But the bad part is they would end up in Dr. Martus's office, so they are pretty close. And they would actually form a mob with the Ravagers, but that mob would scatter once they get into the catacombs. Yeah, that's too risky. I think I'm actually going to place them up here. in the mountain track. Even though I've said that I want to clear off the... Well, let's see. The movement is down in the at the highway track, so they would not move. If we place them at the highway track, they would actually move forward. Then again, the problem is bringing Cotter in to the game, because we need to clear a track for him to be able to get through. Yeah, I will do it. I will place it the mountain track. Let's hope for a... Well, that's not too bad. It's a strength of 6. It's a normal zombie or Z unit. Okay, so that was the outbreak. Consume supplies, yes, and this is a problem. We have no supplies. We have no supplies, so now we have to assign a hit on one of the units on the map. One of the units on the map. It actually says one of the fighting units in the rules, but I don't know what that means. I mean, you cannot have anything fighting while resolving this unless you consider that the entire map is actually fighting. So I think that's what they mean. The question is, can we use the town center space? And I think we can. So I will assign to these weak civilians here, I will assign a hit to them. So that was our supply step. The Zeds move in the highways and we don't have any Zeds there. And then we get 3 actions and a special event. If a friendly unit ends the action phase in the university space, increase the research level by 1. And someone is drilling, so I will stop and see if they stop. Well, now they stopped. Okay, so the university space is down here. Oh my god. Okay, sorry about that. I think my neighbor is actually building something, but he hasn't been drilling for a while now, so I think it's safe to continue. I also turned off some of the lights and covered up the window a bit to try and reduce the glare. Let's see here. We were at the if a friendly unit ends the action phase in the university space, increase the research level by 1. We already have a friendly unit down here at the university space, so we would get this at the end of the action phase. So that's great. That's really good. We really need this. We do need to start researching. First of all, you get a better ending. Yeah, basically you get a better ending if you have researched at least the antidote or the super weapon. So yeah, 3 actions. We get 3 actions, and actually I'm beginning to think that we will be able to win. I was really worried that we were completely overwhelmed, but looking at the board now, this entire side is cleared off. I think we have a great chance at making it until the National Guard arrives. Actually, the hero coming in was what actually tipped the scale of the battle for me personally, but we will see. We will see what happens here. 3 actions. I think that once again we need to start. We do need to start scavenging. The question is if I should start clearing off these chaos markers down here, because now we have a Zeds unit here, so I think it's better to focus on the highway instead of yeah. I actually missed this too. This was extremely stupid. Decontamination. When restoring order, this hero automatically reduces... Yeah, well, okay, so I thought that I'd completely missed something, but we have to have the super weapon We have to have the super weapon or the antidote. So this is basically a use for Professor AG at the end game. If she has done her research, she's really weak, so they gave her this ability to be able to clear chaos markers better than anyone else. But okay, yeah. So I will, first of all, I will forage. Again, security guard post. We need ammo. We need ammo badly. That's a 1, complete miss. Again, we will forage. That's a 4, so that's 1 ammo. 1 ammo point. That's good. And I think for my third action, I will actually move Professor AG down here and clear off this nuclear power plant chaos marker, increasing the infection level by 1 as well. Okay, so that was the research discovery, and now we get 1 free research point, which is great because if we conduct a research and successfully conduct a research in the following turns, we could actually get to heal units on a roll of 5 or 6 if we assign someone to the hospital. So that's great. Let's see the next event card. Soldiers of Fortune. The Z team, it says here. These are probably the... No, I thought these were the raiders, but nope. Triple R movement. We have no refugees. Outbreak 7+. The infection level is at 5 currently. Consume supplies. No, that's great. That's great. Zeds, mountain track. So these will move, which is actually good because now Mr. Johnson can shoot at them. And then we have movement in the suburbs as well, which is not as good because hand-to-hand combat will happen. So these guys move in here. They have a strength of 4. My civilians have a strength of 4. So that's the equal to, and then we shift for defending a namespace. So that's less than. So for a good roll here. That's a roll of 6. That's not too bad. Roll of 6 on the less than. The attacker takes 3 damage and has to retreat. And the defender takes 1 damage. So my civilians are flipped now. Yeah, and these guys also advance, obviously. Actions too. So now there is a special event here. During the action phase, all of your gunfire attacks receive 1 positive shift and consume no ammo points. Oh my god. At the end of the action phase, roll a die and lose that number of supply points. If you don't have enough, lose all that you have and place 1 civilian unit on the map in the hospital on its reduced strength side. This card is amazing. This card is amazing. Holy crap. Okay. Basically we have 0 supplies, so we would not lose anything. And if we cannot pay, we have to remove 1 civilian from the map. But we could just remove these guys. These guys are terrible. They are already on their reduced side and they have taken a casualty. So we could just remove them. That's just 1 hit. That is definitely worth... we get 2 actions, so that's definitely worth 2 ammo points. In my opinion. Yeah. The other thing we could do is we could keep on with Professor AG down here. She could clear off Ingberg and then Carter could actually appear in the next turn. So that might actually be something to consider as well. It's too bad we have this civilian unit here because we cannot move in with with Special Agent Wright to shoot at this mob, which is currently the biggest threat to us. But I think for my first action I will have Mr. Johnson shoot here for free. Well, it will require one action, but let's see what happens here. If he does enough damage to flip those guys, I might actually consider just leaving that space as it is and then moving on with Professor AG to clear off the Ingeborg space. That would mean that Mr. Johnson is actually under threat of zombie attack, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see. He shoots at the Zeds next to him. Oh, that's a 4 on the 5 track, so that's just one hit, and this is now bad. Yeah, I think I have to use the next and last action to actually shoot again for free. I don't think I can afford leaving him there. They are too strong. So come on, Mr. Johnson. Come on, you know you can do this. It's a 7. Not good. 7 equals 2 hits. Damn it. If we only had rolled 8, that would have been 3 hits, but alright. They are flipped and reduced. That's definitely not good, but okay. So now we get to do this special thing here. We have to remove one civilian, and that will be the civilians in the town center. They will actually go to the hospital now. We don't lose any ammo points, which is great. We still have 1 ammo point left. Okay, so it's the next event. Tough Zeds. That sounds terrible. Triple R movement 0, outbreak 10 plus, and infection level is at 5. Consume supplies, yes. Oh my god, that's bad. That's really bad. I don't think I can afford. Well, maybe I can. Those guys will die anyway, I think. Yeah, you have to be extremely lucky in rolling when defending here with these strength values. So yeah, I think they will take a hit now. The other thing to consider is giving these guys a damage, but well, actually that's probably smarter. So yeah, I will give these guys a casualty marker down here. Okay. Oh no, no! Zeds move in the mountain twice. Oh no, this could be bad. Oh, Mr. Johnson, no, no! Oh, well, the Zeds have a strength of 3 and I have a strength of 3, so that's equal to, and I defend a namespace, so that's less than. Come on, low roll, low roll. Oh. Well, folks, I think that's it for Mr. Johnson. I was so greedy. I was so greedy. I shouldn't have done that. I should have protected him. A 10 on the equal to is 3 hits on my hero and 1 hit on the Zeds. Oh man, Mr. Johnson, no! We say goodbye to the greatest hero of them all, Mr. Johnson. Infection level goes up by 1 also. This is painful. Oh, this is so painful. Not only that, here we have another chaos marker and they move again. Oh, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson. Damn it. Actions. We have this special event here. if at the end of your action phase the mind space is Zeds controlled, it is Zeds controlled, and there is nothing I can do about it right now. Place the tough marker on one random Z unit on the mountain track. Until eliminated, for each hit scored on that unit, roll a die. On a 4, 5 or 6, that hit is cancelled. Oh, that would be terrible. I have to kill those Zeds. I have to do it now. I really have to kill them. We do get 4 actions, so that's good. Sure, they are wounded and they have taken a hit, but I don't think I can allow them to be tough. Tough Zeds are a nightmare. If you are unlucky, they can survive for several turns while you shoot at them. So I don't think I can afford letting them get that tough marker, even though it only takes 2 hits. It could actually, in reality, it could actually take like 6 or 8 hits to kill that unit once they are tough. So I would lose so many turns, so many actions, so much ammunition, and I would, not only that, I will have to forage for ammunition to do that. So yeah, I cannot afford taking the chance. So I do get 4 actions. For my first action, Special Agent Wright will move into east side, and for my second action I will use up my ammo supply and actually shoot at those Zeds. So let's hope for basically a 3 is enough to kill them. Yeah, that's a 6. She would do 2 damage to them, and that's enough to kill these Zeds. Okay. Well, it's definitely not great, but it's okay. Actually, let's take a look at this card. I think I see somebody. Yeah, okay. It doesn't include Mr. Johnson on it. I thought that maybe I could bring back Mr. Johnson, but I don't think you can do that anyway. I wouldn't do it. It's thematically stupid to be able to resurrect the dead. Well, actually, if he could become a zombie hero, that would be that would be amazing. But yeah, I would not bring him back even if I could. That would just be stupid in a survival horror game like this. Okay, so I have 2 actions left. I think I have to forage again, so I will forage down here. Hope for the best. Now that's a 5, so that's okay. One ammunition, and that was my first action. And then for the last action here, Professor AG will move into Ingberg and restore order down here, bringing our infection level up to 7, doing so. Okay. Okay, nuclear meltdown. Triple R movement, skip. Outbreak, infection level 7, skip. Consume supplies, 3+. Actually, we only have 1 unwounded unit right now, so yeah, no supplies are consumed. Zeds. Highway track, no Zeds on the highway track. Forest track, no, damn it, they move up here. So these guys move first. They have a battle value of 6. Infection level goes up by 1, and they are triple in strength compared to my civilians. So then we shift because this is a town space. So that's greater than, and these guys are gonna die now. Well, that's a good roll. That's a 4. 4 on the greater than. The attacker takes 3 hits and has to retreat, and actually my civilians survive. Wow, that's amazing. So 3 hits. Let's see, these guys have 2 hits and they are strong, so we will apply 1 hit to them, and then we will apply the 2 hits that remain on them as well. So now this mob is pretty weak actually. Great. Well, hurra tanke folks. Nuclear meltdown was actually good for us. Okay. The other Z units advance here. We get to yet another event at the action phase. At the beginning of your action phase, check the nuclear plant space. Any unit, player or Zeds located there retreat. Any refugee units located there are eliminated. No units, friendly or Zeds, may enter the nuclear plant space for the remainder of the turn. The nuclear power plant is completely empty. It's down here. There's nothing here, so nothing happens. We just cannot enter the space. So Professor AG cannot move back here during this turn. I don't think I would move her anyway, so yeah, that's okay. 3 actions. We have 3 actions, and finally the highway track is completely cleared, and we will play this at the start of the action phase. I think I see somebody, and we will bring in another hero, and this will be Big Wheels Carter. It says here, this hero never leaves his truck, so he cannot enter the tunnel track at any time. He's a cargo hauler. This hero enters the game on any start space. It has to be neutral. I don't know what that means. It probably means no Z units on it. Place the loaded marker on this unit. When this unit reaches the town center, you immediately receive 6 supply and 2 ammo. This hero may move normally to a start space at any time to reload 6 supply and 2 ammo using a search and retrieval move action. That's basically automatic. You just give up your turn or your movement for the turn to do that. So you have to do this on a separate turn. You cannot move into a start space and then load the cargo. You have to begin the turn at the start space and then load the cargo, and you cannot move for that turn. Z plow. This hero may attempt to move through a Z's controlled space once per turn. Roll a die. On a 4-5-6 this hero inflicts 1 hit and may continue moving. Otherwise this hero must stop and perform hand-to-hand combat. If this hero has to retreat and has the loaded marker, he will retreat back towards his current track's start space. And like I discussed previously, 18-wheeler, this hero receives a positive 2 shift when attacked. So he's pretty defensive, tough, and he can haul cargo for us. So he will now enter play, and he will enter play down here at the highway track, I think. Well, actually, yeah, it will take him too long to go through the mountain track, so I will have him enter play down at the highway track, and this is his marker. It's a blue marker. Maybe you can keep track of it. It's beginning to become too dark in here, so maybe I have to zoom in on the map again, like I did yesterday. But Carter has entered, and he gets this loaded marker. I don't know what this is supposed to be, actually. I think it's a picture of his truck. It kind of looks like a stick of dynamite or a firecracker, but I think it's supposed to be his 18-wheeler. So he's now loaded down here. Great. And we get 3 actions. Unfortunately, he cannot move through the nuclear power plant this turn, but he could move to this space, and then he would need to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he cannot make it to town center anyway, so I would have to move twice, so I don't think I will do this turn. Instead, I actually think... Well, yeah, I will try to forage here again for my first action. Well, actually... I could kill off this... Z unit. That might actually be smart. I could move the civilians back, move Special Agent right up to the mall district, and then shoot at the Zeds here. The problem then becomes if Zeds move twice in the forest, she will be completely annihilated, I think. If Zeds move once in the forest, that's not too bad, because these Zeds down here are extremely weak, and they would actually need a roll of 12 to kill her. Yeah, I think I'm gonna chance it. For my first action, I move the civilians back into town center. For my second action, I move Special Agent right up here. And for my third action, I use my last ammo point to shoot at these. So let's see. Let's shoot at this mob. And that's an 8. That's great. She has a gunfire value of 6. So on the table here, an 8 is 3 hits. So that's 1 hit on these guys and they are already wounded, so they die, and then 2 hits on these guys. I think you can do it. I think you have to specify a target, but these have formed a mob, so I think any hits that you I think that you can actually distribute the hits. Yeah, it should work like that. They have formed a mob. They are considered to be one giant unit. It's just that they have 2 counters. Okay, so that was good. And I will be back for the next turn. Okay, so let's move on. Let's continue resolving the next event. I still mourn the passing of Mr. Johnson. I really like the guy. I really wanted to finish the game with Mr. Johnson, but okay. This turn the nuclear plant is free from toxic waste or whatever was plaguing that area, so we can now move through it. Oh my god. What the? There's more. Oh yeah, there's always more. More zombies, more Zeds. Triple R movement 1, no refugees. Outbreak, no. Well, that's actually good. Consume supplies 5+. Nope. Oh. All Zeds move, and if I remember correctly, this is a terrible card. I think we already had one of these, or maybe I remember my last playthrough. It says, at the beginning of the Zeds phase, remove all dead Zeds marker from Z units in place. Then place a new randomly drawn Zeds unit on the start space of every track that does not have any Zeds unit on it. After placing the new Zeds, proceed normally with the Zeds phase. And this is now terrible, because Carter is still at the starting place. I don't know if you have to fight at the starting place. I know that VIP survivors can actually survive. They actually survive if they are at a starting place together with the Zeds unit. So I don't know if he has to fight, but I think he does. Well, this was a short video because I have to stop and check this.